every one of us as Nigerians, and same thing happened on Facebook, the live streaming. We found out that a lot of people were typing lengthy messages just to give expression to what they had inside of them. I intend to read one or two very inspiring ones sometime during this show. And so today I did promise that we're going to do a kind of part 2. Why is that? I felt that one day is too little to talk about Nigeria. The least we could do is this entire month to give Nigeria the kind of celebration, meditation, and reflections that every one of us needs, so it could put us on a good footing for another year of joy as a people. We've been looking at our national values, and we're going by it a very creative way to look for how much do we know and can we identify with our national values. So last week we asked the question, can we have a new Nigeria without new Nigerians? And we had beautiful responses. And so today, following up on that, you're going to be answering a very, very important question. The number to call is 0700 923 923 923. We're still trying to help you keep Nigeria's national values close to your heart. And if you don't know them, it's time to get challenged to want to find out. I did say that you can find them in our national anthem, you can find them in our national pledge, you can find all the values that Nigeria represents in certain sections of the Nigerian Constitution. So why don't you make it an important part of your research this weekend, just to be sure that you know, and so that you can own up to it. I will usually say that whatsoever you cannot identify, you cannot define. The clips of last week's show has enjoyed so much viewing on Facebook, as at the last time I checked, almost 200. I must confess, I'm not your regular superstar who has people where we're growing. But to my surprise, about 200 people have already viewed the video. That says a lot about how much Nigerians really truly love Nigeria, if only things could just be the way we all want it. But the thing about this show, it helps you put the responsibility at your own doorstep. What are you supposed to do as a person to make that desire a reality? I have a guest in the studio who will be coming in and out with me in discussing this. He has plenty titles. Let me warn you ahead. All right, so he is founder, exceptionalng.com. He is author, Lead Nigeria, a masterpiece book about Nigeria. He's a content developer, songwriter, and recently he spoke with me, I think just before October 1, and said, we're going to have a 1 month Declare Nigeria challenge. I'm like, what's the meaning of that? Then he got explaining, and I felt, wow. He said we must keep saying the things we want to see about Nigeria. We mustn't say the things that we don't want. Yes, we may have things not looking the way we want them to, but we must keep saying the good things about Nigeria. So he started an online campaign called Declare Nigeria. He will let us into that when the time comes for it. But of course, he's going to have to tell me today. He will answer that question that I'm asking today as well. His name is Mr. Emmanuel Olusola-Obasa. Please give NYC shout out to those listening to us from everywhere in the world.
Right, it's nice being here on the show.
Yep.
I thank the host for this opportunity. Of course, I'm also using the opportunity to thank everyone listening who have been tuning in to the program from reception. All right, I'm sure we're going to have a wonderful event.
Sure. And stop sounding like a gentle person. I know you. All right, so that was Mr. Emmanuel Olusola-Obasa with me in the studio today. So the question we're asking today is, what did it ever cost you to defend Nigeria's values? What did it ever cost you to defend Nigeria's values? Have you had to step out of your own comfort zone in defense of Nigeria at any point in time, or in defense of our values specifically? Do you know that we are people who uphold unity, or who adhere and commit to upholding unity? And have you ever gone out of your own way to insist that unity will reign in certain places? What have you done in defense of Nigeria's national value, and what did it cost you? Because I must tell you, I'm almost too sure that the state that we are now is most likely it would have cost you something. Did it cost you your time? Did you have to insist on a queue when you could have just done it your own way, the way others would have? What has it cost you in your bid to uphold the beautiful values of Nigeria? That's what you are supposed to call to tell me today. Have you found yourself expressing what I call patriotic passion? Like, you just know that you can't mess up with Nigeria. Have you had to do things like that? So those stories are up for sharing on the show today. The number to call is 0700 923 923 923. Simply put, our national values are things that we prioritize as Nigerians. Simply put, national values are things that we prioritize as Nigerians. What we value, those are our national values. And then those things that eventually make us stand out. I'm aware that a lot of people will think, I've heard people say that our values are eroded. People keep saying, you hear it on radio, you hear it on TV, people run commentaries say it, analysts say it, writers say it, columnists say it. Everybody is saying that our national values have been eroded. How did we get there? How did we get there? In our national pledge, for instance, we often commit to the defense of Nigeria's unity. Unity is something that is greatly threatened as we speak right now. How did we get there? I'm going to be leaving you with something very important. The word defense is what we are playing around today. Every time you think of a value, you must remember that values are meant to be defended. Why is that? I'll let you know. Why is there the need to defend values, whether national, whether personal, whether corporate values? Values are meant to be defended. So, in the pledge, national pledge, for instance, you get to a point where you say to defend our unity, to uphold our honor and glory. Those are statements of commitment. So, what has it ever cost you to defend Nigeria's national values? Values usually need to be defended, like I said. And in defending our national values, we do face certain challenges. What have you faced? What have people said to you while you're trying to do what you know to be right for the sake of our motherland, Nigeria? Let's examine those challenges today so we can help ourselves, we can bear one another's burden, kind of. So when it's happening at your end, you know that, oh, other people are facing it too, and they are actually surmounting those challenges. That should encourage you to want to continue. Don't you think so? So, 0700 923 923 923 is the number to call to be part of this conversation. I need you to call me and share your personal story in defense of our national value. So, Mr. Oluwarotimi, yes, you were telling me something about some things that you do that look, and people are wondering, what's your own? So share your story. I have a story too, in fact, very fresh, happened yesterday. So let me hear yours first.
Okay, for me, I think it's the issue with people throwing things on the road.
Okay.
I have a friend who, for that reason, is always conscious of that if we are together anyway, trying to, after eating, if that you're taking bottle water, chewing gum,
he tends to throw the pet bottle over.
The next day, something like that.
Okay, that's a great way to start sharing our stories. We'll go on a very short break and we'll be back. Please stay tuned.
What? Are you taking any comments today? Are you taking any comments today?
Comments? Do you have some?
A very long one.
Maybe I should do that instead of the old ones then.
It's true. It's very, very long.
Very long? Who is that?
Star Web.
Don't worry, let me take what he did last week. I have him on my screen. Tolu,
Wow.
anything striking? Did you read?
Very long. No, it's done.
Thank you for sticking with me. It's still Mind Your Character with Bosede Olusola-Obasa. On this show, we add value to you. We're concerned about everything character development from personal to corporate and national. So you find us talking about values, you find us talking about principles, you find us talking about conduct, you find us talking about so many things that will eventually make you that person you will be proud of at the end of the day. This show is usually brought to you by First Real Character and Values Limited in great partnership with Pertinence Limited. They give you all the answers to your need to own a plot of land anywhere. Just ask for it, and then they can also help you build. All right, so thank you for staying tuned. We have been discussing what did it ever cost you to defend Nigeria's value. Have you ever grown patriotically passionate to a point where people are wondering if Nigeria is your father? Well, you must let them know that Nigeria actually is your mother and your father and everything that you can own up to. Why do we need to defend values? Why do we need to defend values? You want to be part of the conversation, you can still call 0700 923 923 923. But I'd like to say something about why we need to defend our values, so that the next time you hear somebody say that our values have been eroded, they didn't just get eroded on auto. They happened because there were no people to defend the values when it mattered the most. So, if you don't defend any value that you sign up to, you will not be proud of the other kind of values, that negative values that will creep in on you. So some of the things we see today that we are not proud of, chief among which is corruption, okay, did creep in on us because those who know better, who stand for the truth, decided at every point in time to join them rather than speak up against it or act and stand contrary to such kind of issues. So that's why I always say that if you cannot stand for something, you are most likely going to fall for anything. So says a very, very wise man. So I'm sure that today you know that you're supposed to stand up. So I was talking about a story. All right, I have a call. Hello. 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 Do I have you there? All right, so we lost that call, and you can still call back because I'm very, very interested about hearing from you. I was at a bank. Yoruba will say Kaforuko Bomola, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so there was this transaction, and I hate when people get to know that you are anybody. In fact, the thing annoys me. You don't have to know anybody to be anything. It's wrong.
Yeah.
So I got into the banking hall, and I found out that there's been this transaction that involved some thousands of money, naira, that was done over ATM, and the thing just hang go. It left my account. It didn't land in the account of the person that it was going to. It was suspended.
Yeah.
All right. So, and we've been in and out of this. I'm somebody who doesn't like to frequent the banking hall. What for? They don't pay me there now, so why should I go and be sitting down there? So on this matter, I've been to the bank for 3 times. Filled a form about a week ago, and then I was asked to fill the form. I did. I took snapshot of the form because something had happened earlier on, similar, and there was no update. It was almost like, oh, you did not make formal report. So that was how I got there, and I was told they couldn't find the form. And then the people at the desk just said, "Madam, you will have to fill another form." I'm like, eh? That you don't even know how far. Both of them said I had to fill another form. I just walked straight to the branch manager. I'm like, what is happening? What level of inefficiency is this? Why would you take a customer for granted? We should be people who value our offices, value the jobs we are supposed to do our jobs well, like put the best into anything you're doing, and don't play eye service. Don't wait until your branch manager is on you and then you are stammering and saying, I was actually rushing to do everything. I just left them, and of course I insisted that I had to make that complaint to where I will feel happy I had done something, because I imagine so many other people will go through, because Yuma was saying she gave the documents to a security man. She believed the security man must have put it at the desk. I'm like, no, this is not what we are known for in Nigeria. You need to stand in defense of our national value. And like Mr. Oluwarotimi that I have here, he started that challenge. What actually inspired you to come up with Declare Nigeria?
Okay.
And what has the response been like?
Okay, first and foremost, many years ago, 2015, October 1st, I was watching a documentary of Nigeria on AIT, and after the opening, the normal documentary about Nigeria, but sometimes around late in the evening, I kept thinking about it again, that this country is so great. Like, I saw those beautiful days of 1960, the story went down, blah 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 blah. Okay, but ever since then, I was empowered to start something, a new initiative. I called it Exceptional Nigeria. So I've been having this Exceptional Nigeria thing, Exceptional Nigeria thing, building a vision and all that. But I guess the time came sometime recently after a seminar, how I wrote 20 books in 1 year, and from there is the life of the writer. So that's okay. The life of the writer, you can choose to write what you want
and say what you want about
say
your
what you
country.
want about your country. So and as I challenge exactly on October 1st.
Yes, what has the response been like?
Oh wow. I'm getting a lot of response, although it was all on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and okay. One of the responses I get I love so much was someone who told me that, please, can we keep having this, that I should not stop, because it's meant to stop
So
by
you should go beyond the
Yes.
30-day challenge.
She was like, wow, the fact that she loved the beautiful pictures about
Yeah, because they
Nigeria.
usually go pictures.
Yeah, it goes with
I've seen a
pictures
few
and
of them
all that.
too.
That she wanted that, so that one day she believes as well that thing will manifest. Some forces will just help us out.
Sure. Now let me take you from there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Forces, we are the forces.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
And that's what Mind Your Character with Bosede Olusola-Obasa is out to achieve. We are the forces. Mr. Tayo Allen tried to call in last week from the UK. I guess because his phone lines were really busy, he couldn't get through. And so he left this on Facebook. He says he's been living in the UK for a long time. He said, I love this topic. Here in the UK, whenever I rep Nigeria all of the time, I'm accused of having been paid by one of the politicians. When I saw that, I couldn't fix it. I'm like, so shouldn't somebody be free to rep his country? And so he's accused of being paid by someone. He said, I'm proud of my homeland. I and my age group grew up in religion bias free Nigeria. I still keep them as friends, even though they are not in the same religion with me. That's true. We need to bring that back. Unity is one of the things that Nigeria upholds as a value. Do your own. Don't wait for others, because if you wait, I wait, at the end of the day, nothing will get done. So talking about the forces that will come, we are actually the forces. You can do something where you are. Mr. Sunday Olorusheyi also sent in his contribution from Canada. He's a regular listener, by the way. He's also a director of RCB. So he was following on Facebook last week and said there is hope for Nigeria with a formidable team of new Nigerians. I agree Absolutely. And then Mr. Awe Tokwe Olanrewaju from Abuja left this comment. He said, yes, we can have a new Nigeria with renewed Nigerian minds. So it's not as if some new Nigeria will appear from Mars. You, you're not like, we are new Nigerians. All right. It is you and I that will get reorientated, have our minds shifted from negative to positive in terms of value, and then we can make it happen. He said, in the new Nigeria, the one that I would love to see, it is Nigeria first before your ethnic and religious leanings. You are Yoruba or Christian, quite all right, yes, but that is not what matters. What should bring us together is what is of common significance to us. And then what that means is, in practice, if the ministerial list is going, yeah, I guess he now went political. Okay, I like to leave it there. His point has been made. The point here is, you are first a Nigerian before you are a Christian, and before you are Yoruba, Hausa, or Igbo. So let us do all that we can to ensure that we foster the growth and productivity of our national values. It will be better for every one of us. I love the quote that says that the wealth of a nation is not in the size of our vault, but in the size of our values. So if our values are respected, the point you must never forget today is you will need to defend it. Yes, sometimes you need to have hard talk with some people saying, no, you can't do that. If we keep doing this, it will not go the way we want it to go. I'm very, very sure it's been a very, 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 very interesting time. Our sovereignty is important. Let's uphold it. Peace is important. Progress is important. Unity is important. Security of lives and property, honor and respect for other people's lives is important. Let us uphold it, because we'll just be the better people for it. Mr. Oluwarotimi, thank you for coming.
Yes.
Is there any phone number where they can reach you, just in case they want to talk to you?
Okay.
Quickly.
0818
Yeah.
707
Okay.
8887.
All right. Thank you so much. It's been another very great show. I'm leaving you with William Canning's quote that says, the great hope of society is individual character. The great hope of society, maybe Nigeria this time, is in individual character. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Signing out now. See you next Saturday, same time, 3:30 p.m. Bye for now.